Beautiful friends, this is the Organizer Advisor here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Day 22. Well, I just want to share with you. I live in the panhandle of Florida, just north of Destin, and we got a historic snowstorm yesterday, 8 inches of snow. I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Fort Walton Beach, and we never saw snow of this magnitude. I mean, there may be a dusting, maybe a half an inch, just enough to close the schools every once in a while. But this is unprecedented. So, absolutely beautiful. The good thing is, I'm getting lots of pictures, but also I'm able to start to use some of that really cold weather gear that I brought down from Colorado and Virginia that I haven't used since I left, and I was considering getting rid of, but I at least get to use it today. So I posted a couple of pictures. One of them was I went out really early this morning to get a picture of the sunrise over the snow. It was absolutely beautiful, but I had just put the conditioner on my hair for the deep conditioning hair care day. So I had my shower cap on, and I put my beanie on top of that, and then my parka coat on top of that. So I just thought you guys would find that humorous. So I posted a picture both on my YouTube and my Facebook. But I want to talk a little bit about happiness hits. Happiness hits, to me, it's the feeling you get like when you find $5 in your coat pocket that you didn't know was there, even though you know logically you left it there, but when you find it, it's a surprise. It's a happiness hit. But we can create those happiness hits in our home so that we're surrounded by little interactions that give us that boost, that little happiness hit. And that can be a clean mirror. When you look at it and there's no smudges and it reflects the light and it's beautiful, especially if there's a beautiful scene in the reflection, that's a happiness hit. When you look at your ceiling fan blades and they're not covered in dust, that's a happiness hit. When you go to get your glass cookware out of your cabinet and it looks brand new because you've cleaned it, and it's shiny and there are no brown baking marks on it, that's a happiness hit. It's a happiness hit to see your towels neatly folded, to slip into fresh sheets, to look down and see your toenails are painted and they look pretty. A happiness hit is to look in the reflection and see all the beautiful changes you're making. A happiness hit is using your good china for an everyday dinner. There's so many interactions every single day that we have with items in our home, with spaces in our home, with people in our home. And in order to be happy, these have to be happy interactions. And if you have too many negative interactions with items in your home, you will eventually have negative interactions with the people in your home, because it will diminish your energy to a point that you will just not feel comfortable. And then you start to get this agitation. And then that builds into stress. That could build into anxiety or depression. So I think the point of this little talk is just be aware today of your interactions. And what is it that's making you happy and what is it that isn't? Because let's put some time and attention into fixing what isn't. Okay, let's have our quote today, January 22nd. This one is by one of my favorite feminine role models. This is Anne Morrow Lindbergh. Absolutely love her writing and her wisdom, her life lessons, and how she really perceives the world through the wisdom of those lessons. A woman must be the pioneer in this turning inward for strength. In a sense, she has always been the pioneer. Now, for some of us, this transformational journey is almost like pioneering. It is taking a journey, and it's not an easy journey for some, but it's taking a journey into your authentic self and creating from that self, that authentic expression of you and your uniqueness and your individuality, all the things that make you wonderful, and creating your environment, your life, as a reflection of that. That's the art of living. And you, my friend, my lovely, lovely friend, are an artist. All right, let's get started on our day. So grab your hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sit, and I will talk you through today's togas. Okay, so let's start with our health and beauty routine. Well, we already know it's Wednesday, so it is hair care day. So this is deep conditioning, making sure that your hair is a healthy expression of your physical vibrancy and your authentic self. So look at your style. Is it time for a new do? Now, after I deep condition my hair does nothing. So you'll always see on after my hair conditioning, it's going to be up until I wash it a couple more times, because I do use a heavy oil deep conditioner. So that's why it's up today. But when you touch your hair and it's soft and it feels full and luxurious, that's a happiness hit. So hair care day. And remember, exercise 30 minutes. Let's see some of those muscles that we're building. How do you feel? Do you feel a change? Let me know in the comments. Also, hydrate. Ding. Meditate or take time for stillness, whatever works for you. Eat clean. Take vitamins and supplements if you subscribe to that practice. All right, let's move on to our every nook and cranny cleaning. So we're working on organizing our children. Children benefit from an orderly, structured environment just like you do. Now, I'm not saying everything has to be perfect, but it does need to be pleasant. And so it has to be at a level that it doesn't create frustration. So if you see your child get really angry when asked to clean their room, it's probably because they're overwhelmed. And if you hear your child cry because they're in there trying to do something that is just way too much, that means that there's too much in their room. And that's going to be different for each child. Some children can deal with a lot of things. Other children are more like minimalists. They need less things. So just observe your child's behavior in their room. If the room is always kind of cluttered and chaotic and they can't find things, that's an indication that the room lacks structure, order, and it's probably too much stuff. Just like us, when we get overwhelmed with clutter, too much is too much. So it's a great time to go through toys, stuffed animals, books, games, clothing, and help your child develop a framework for managing their items just like you. Now, I like to use the 4-bin framework. So I use a week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and divide all of their personal belongings into those 4 bins. This is their toys, their games, their stuffies, whatever they house in their room. It's a great opportunity to pull some of that stuff without getting rid of it, but making their rooms more manageable. And then they have that new and novel excitement. There's something about releasing brain chemicals when you see something new. Well, they haven't seen it for a month. So every time you switch that bin, they get a little happiness hit too. So focus on your child's room. Now, if you're organizing their closet by color, today is purple and gray day. So gather their purple, violet, indigo, and gray items and create that structured, calm, cohesive, and color-coded closet. It works for them just like it works for you. And you may hear less of, Mom, do you know where my red shirt is? Because they're going to know where it is. They're going to be able to find it. You can do this with their accessories as well. This is going to help reduce their getting dressed stress, which is going to reduce your stress. All right, so that's our every nook and cranny cleaning. We are on the south wall today, so we're going to clean everything on the south wall in our kids' room. Please get your children to help you. They learn by doing. And when they see a system that functions and that works, they are likely to integrate that system into their adult skills. So you're teaching your child how to handle home caring, organizing, decluttering, and structuring their items in a way that serves them and not diminishes their energy. You might even have a happier child and a more positive relationship. So, south wall, one more wall, and we're done with another room in our every nook and cranny cleaning of our home. Creating that serene soul sanctuary space, because that's what a home should be. All right, let's move on to organize. Well, again, we're going to dovetail our documents and our children, our documents and our organized to utilize. So today we're going to organize our children's books. Now, books can be very overwhelming. Again, this is a way to be able to use that 4-bin strategy. Now, not all children have a ton of books, but I'm a book person. I can't resist a good book, and especially when I go to like a Books A Million or a Barnes & Noble. You know me, I go straight for the clearance section. So if I see a good book on clearance, I'm going to buy it. So my kids had a lot of books. In fact, I had a system for making sure we read those books. So every time I would read a book, a story to my kids at night, I put a little star in the top corner on the inside cover. And that told me that we'd already read that story once. Now, if they wanted to read it again, that was great. But as we continued our literary journey of reading stories to children, I wanted to make sure that we used everything we had and that we read every story that was available to us. Now, that was back before the internet and all of that. So, hard copy books were the only format you had. So it was just a great time to spend with my children, but also I made sure that we read every single story. We took every book adventure we could. Again, if it's too overwhelming, too many books is too much. So you may want to put some in each of the 4 bins if you're using that strategy. Another thing you can do is pull out any holiday themed bins, like any kind of holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa books, Easter books, Valentine's Day books, 4th of July books if you live in the United States, Thanksgiving books, whatever holidays you celebrate in your country or in your culture. Go ahead and pull those out and put them as part of your holiday bins where you store all of your holiday items, because that way when it's time to celebrate, you'll have those stories where you can find them. And it's often fun to revisit them. Now I'm using the same stories I read to my children that I kept in the holiday bin. I'm now reading to my grandchildren. And they're reading, my sons are reading those books to their children. So it's almost a generational tradition. Okay, so books for document organization as well as organized to utilize. So that just leaves us the wardrobe, and of course the colors are today purples and grays. I've already talked about that, so that completes our session today. So glad you joined me. Hope that you are warm, dry, and safe. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as we continue our journey. Please know that all of these videos are archived under the playlist on YouTube. The playlist is 2025 Total Life Transformation, and it has every day. And I have kind of color coded them, so the thumbnails for the first week are a certain pattern, and then the next week they're a different, but they're all consistent, so that you can find something very quickly by just looking at the type of thumbnail. So each week has a different thumbnail. So that way you can kind of divide them, and that way you're not overwhelmed when you're trying to search for them. I have tons of videos on cleaning. I have document organization as a playlist. I have how to construct your rainbow closet and maximize your wardrobe as a playlist. I also have organized to utilize as a playlist. I have organizing your children. I have a ton of videos. I think there are 500 and something videos on that channel, and I've tried to organize them. I'm still cleaning up playlists, and I'm going to be updating some of my videos. If you see a particular video that you're like, hey, this probably needs to be updated, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you taking the time to even write something. I value that. So thank you, and thank you for all of your positive energy. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and following me on Facebook, because every little interaction helps with the algorithms to get these videos out to other people who may be struggling with organization. And remember, everything I do is free. I don't have any paywalls, because I want free access to everyone to be able to use these programs, this process, to help enhance their happiness and transform their lives. So if you know somebody who can benefit, please share it. All right. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And until then, take good care. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like more support, ideas, guidance, frameworks, and some positive, uplifting suggestions, please check out some of my other videos. You can activate your subscription on my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post newer content. But those playlists are a framework for you to organize all aspects of your life to enhance your happiness and transform the life that you're living. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, my dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day.